Hello, everybody. My name is Michelle. Welcome back to the Everything in Between podcast. Today, as you can see, we're doing something a little bit different. We have a Zoom podcast. Technically, it's actually not on Zoom, so I'm not going to give credit to Zoom, but like a Zoom style podcast because we have to try new things. We can't always Sometimes you can't always be physical. You can do it over text, over calls, and that's what we have today. And for our very, very first guest, I have a very special friend. I'm going to allow her to introduce herself to you guys. Introduce
Okay.
yourself.
Hi. My name is Tejiri, and I'm Michelle's friend.
If you know me, you know that Tejiri and I are locked in. I've known Tejiri for a while. A long time actually, and she's a very dear friend I made from secondary school, which is ironic because our topic today is how boarding school shapes you as a person. More context, or more specifically Nigerian boarding schools, how it shapes you as an individual and as a person going out into the outer world. And to start this episode, I'm going to be asking you some rapid fire questions relating to like boarding school life and all of that. Are you ready? Are you ready? Feels like this time. Anyways, um, the first one would be, what was your favorite subject back then in school? It can be from junior school or senior school, anyone.
My favorite subject, I like English. I like English a lot. Yes. I actually like English. I do.
Really?
Yeah, I like
Do
English
you
a
know, I
lot.
thought you were going to say food and nuts.
That came to mind, but I've been thinking about English a lot right now, and I've been thinking about like getting like my old notes and reviewing them because
Seriously.
I really like English.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, and the next one will be, what food did you always look forward to in secondary school?
Rice, any type of rice, jollof rice and stew, rice and curry sauce. Rice. Okay, maybe not
Th-
fried rice.
yeah,
Rice.
that curry sauce was good, Sha. They need to tell us, Mr. Jackson, come forward. Come and tell us your secrets. I don't even know if he's still there, but yeah. um, not what, but like, who was your favorite teacher in secondary school?
Okay, then that will be my food and nutrition teacher, Mrs. E. Yeah,
Aww.
I'm high
Aww.
or the other.
She was, I think she was our class teacher in like
That's in basic nine.
basic nine. Yeah, I'll never forget.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What's one song or chant that reminds you of boarding school?
Oh, oh God, you had a lot. I think I was thinking of some. I actually think about them a lot. Okay, let me try to remember. Um, and there's another one that you like. That's the one that has come to mind. I can't remember the other,
Really?
but like, there was one particular one you like. Take me, Sergeant,
Oh my god!
my favorite song.
I love that song. Ah, if you see me when you're singing that song, another word. I mean, another word.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. I think one for me would be Mimo. When what's that his name? What's his name? Who was your choir master then?
Gentle.
Yeah, there was an intro that he made for that song that was different from like how the rest of the song sounded. And once I just heard that intro, I'm just like, okay, Mimo is coming up. So yeah. What's one memory from secondary school that you would never ever forget?
A memory from secondary school.
Yeah.
A memory from secondary school. Uh, we knelt down a lot. We knelt down a lot. We were told to kneel a lot.
Really? Was it
Yes.
that much?
Oh yeah, we told. I remember. I remember someone saying. every time kneel down, every time kneel down, because they're telling us to kneel down a lot. We were told in the dining hall, in the chapel, at assembly, wherever, even the house meeting. That was punishment, or rather, the most rampant punishment. Kneel down.
Oh my god. I mean, they did used to flog us, so that's the only thing they could do.
Yeah.
Did we ever kneel in chapel though? I can't remember. Hmm.
Okay, maybe aside like prayers,
Okay, yeah.
we could
But
we,
sha, when the chapel is noisy, whatever punishment happens, happens. That's just the
we
truth.
yeah.
But let's go back in time. Can you remember the very first day you came to like boarding school? But before you even answer that, for context or anybody listening, we went to GMC, which stands for Jesuit Memorial College. It's one of the five schools run by the Jesuit brothers in Nigeria. So yeah, we went to that secondary school because I was like, we're talking about secondary school, but we did not mention the name. So yeah, if you're a GMC alumni, wherever you are in the world, shout out to you. Yeah, so back to my question. How was your first day at boarding school like?
I still remember it vividly. So okay, no, so I stay. Should I share this one? Okay.
Yeah. Not your business, guys. Continue.
Okay. So okay, I remember. Okay, my mom, my aunt
Mm-hmm.
there dropped me off at school, and I remember when okay, and I think I didn't get my uniform that day, so I was just with my you know,
Mufti, yeah.
and I was taking my box to the hostel because I think at a certain point they wouldn't let people, they won't let like parents pass that.
Pass, yeah.
So I was no dragging my box, my bucket, fresh into boarding school. Then I think I turned around, I saw them crying. I was like, "Why are you guys crying? Me, I'm not crying. Why should you be crying?" So I did not.
You were a hard girl. You were a
Yeah.
hard girl.
People
Courage.
every time I brought it up that I didn't cry when I went to boarding school. No one
Okay,
believed.
yeah.
Like, how can she cry?
Told you
But
didn't need to cry,
I did.
Sha.
I did because I mean I used to do sleepovers, so I took it as a sleepover but just this.
Oh,
So yeah,
oh.
I was.
I don't know if I can remember mine, but I know my mom dropped me off as well. Um, I can remember the shirts and trousers I wore because I still have a picture of that, like that we took at the airport with like my entire family. But I can't remember the details of that. But I shall know. I went to the hostel. They told me where my room was, and I was like, "Oh wow, this is a new world." So yeah,
Uh,
I did cry too. I know I cried for like the first 2 weeks. I definitely did cry. Yeah, but after that, I feel like I was just like, okay, Michelle, you have to grow up. Moving on. But yeah, how would you describe boarding schools like someone who meets you and it's like, oh, you went to boarding school. How was it like? Would you advise someone to send your child to a boarding school? Also, because for context, we graduated 4 years ago. So if we can't remember some things,
yeah,
take it easy. Yeah, how was boarding school like? Like the entire experience. If you look at it holistically, how was it like for you?
it was okay. Now that I think of it, it seems like usually when okay, not necessarily every time, but nostalgia brings a lot of good memories. But I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
there are also not so great memories. So right now, like I'm thinking of mostly the good parts, and the good parts usually entail the times I had with like my friends and stuff, not the other bad parts. So generally, I think I love the fact that I went to a boarding school. I do. I like
same.
because it builds some sort of independence in you, right?
Yeah,
Because no shade to day students. So I'm sure because I'm sure some day students they may be independent,
no shade,
but
guys.
I just love the idea of being in a boarding school because you're
Mm-hmm.
away from home. You're not too comfortable because you run on a schedule. You have your parents are not waking you up in the morning. You have to like fend for yourself. Basically, you're not getting the food that you want. You eat whatever you see, and if you don't eat, too bad.
Honestly.
Just build some sort of like independence in you. So I really love that for like people to experience that sort of life. That's it's
Yeah.
I love that I went to a boarding school, honestly. But my boarding school it wasn't brutal like some other boarding schools. It
You
was
have
actually
to chip that in. You just put it there, like.
it wasn't as brutal as some boarding schools. So maybe
Yeah.
that's why I enjoyed my experience. But for some other people who went to boarding schools that were not so great, they might
Yeah.
not stay the same. Yeah.
Yeah, like even our lifestyle. Like when I graduated and I met with other people, and the things they were telling me they were doing in their school, I was like, wow, okay. Because you even like morning function, they
Mm.
tried to do it for like a year or two. It didn't work out. I don't. Did it even last a year? I
How
don't even remember, but it
how
sure
worked
did
out.
not work out. And so we didn't even have morning function. I feel like looking back, right? Although we used to complain a lot,
Mm-hmm.
we were we were somewhat free-ish. We didn't, aside your books, you didn't necessarily have anything to worry about. Like your meals are served, you just need to go to the dining table, eat, put your plates in that big basin. You didn't even have to wash your plates,
That
except
yeah.
you didn't even have to wash your plates except like you were punished or anything like that. And thinking about how we felt like we were suffering like mad back then. And now you're an adult. Everything you do is by yourself. You cook for yourself. You wash your plate by yourself. You figure out your security by yourself. You have bills to pay. Then nobody wants our business with whether the light is on or is off.
All we did was complain. Don't know where actually enjoying life.
We didn't even know the bills that were being paid. We didn't care. We just knew that once there was no light, everybody's like, "Oh my god, why is there no lights? Put on the gen, put on the gen."
Yeah.
So when I look back, I'm like, we actually had a semblance of freedom. I mean,
Yeah.
limited freedom, of course, and especially for the kind of boarding school we went to, we somewhat didn't have to. I mean, there are some people that went to JMC that may not have like good experiences, which is like valid. Everybody's experience is different, and yeah, but for us, like I feel if I look back, my boarding school experience was good. I don't There's no bad thing I would say. Oh, this happened, but yeah, it was okay. When you like first came to James, did you experience any kind of like culture shock, like from the people you met, how people were acting, all of those stuff?
Yes, because there were some very unruly and badly behaved children there. I mean, child too, but then some people were
Oh
like
my god!
traits. Like they behave like children. I was a child too, but they behave like children. So it was just different. Some people were just
Yeah,
mean for no
yeah.
reason. I mean, you could be a decent person. Why do you have to be mean? Like,
To be
what
men, yeah.
proof? So there were like different characters, like different characters. So yeah, that's another thing about being in boarding school. You'd have to learn to tolerate those because you are literally living with these people for 3 months. So you just have to deal with them.
Because like even graduating, I came to realize that there was nothing new the world showed me that I hadn't seen before. Like that's why when people start to manifest different types of behaviors around me, I just look and I'm like, I've seen your kind before. I know how you operate. Like shift to the side. Like, do you understand? There's nothing new. It's not shocking. And another thing is my level of tolerance is so high. It's so high that it even becomes a bad thing because before I would complain, I would tolerate because I've seen a lot of madness. So I would tolerate and tolerate and tolerate and tolerate. And I didn't even realize that I had picked that up from secondary school. Like, but listening to you, I'm like, I have a high level of tolerance. And maybe that's because you are with a lot of people, man. You share toilet with like how many people, my dear, you will tolerate.
Oh, definitely.
You will have to tolerate. Like you're in a room with like minimum 9 or 10 other people, my dear, you will tolerate.
Like mad.
But luckily for us, we didn't even have bunk beds, and I think that's one thing I will forever be grateful for.
Blessing. It was a blessing, I tell you.
Hey,
It was a blessing.
up
You
until this day, I can't.
life in JMC. Yeah.
We actually did have a good like you have your own bed, you have your own cupboard.
Yes.
When people are like bunk bed, I say, me, I don't know what that is. Oh.
I don't know about that.
We didn't have to do bunk beds, and I think that's one thing I'll be grateful to JMC for.
Was
That
it?
we had our own beds, like
Yeah.
everybody had their own bed. So whatever your corner was like your corner, you were responsible for your corner. Yeah, those were good experiences. Um, of course, we like formed friendships in boarding school, like in GMC. Like literally, we are a product of like a long-standing friendship from GMC. But how did friendships in boarding school differ from those outside? Like when you were coming out, was it easy to make good friends, like or meet new people? How was that for you?
Okay. 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 Let me start with friendships in boarding school. So okay, in boarding school we were we were usually like put in, I wouldn't say groups, but then like both of us, we were in the same class, we were in the same house for years. And later on in our senior school, they literally started making us stay within our house more.
Like you were beside me, girl.
Within the house, even like in the dining hall,
Yeah.
you sat on the same table with your classmates and all. So I think it
You were
was
like, sorry to cut you short, but you were beside me in the room and on the dining table.
even when there was a point in time where they also we weren't in the same room with our housemates. They split us into,
Yeah,
we were still together in that room.
locked in for life.
So that's actually that made it somewhat, that was how I was able to like make friends, like being in the same circle with certain
Thanks.
people um certain amount of time. So usually I was friends with my classmates, my roommates, because we saw
Yeah,
every single day. And of course, you have to be friendly with people that you're staying with to avoid to avoid problems.
problems.
But aside that, like I still ended up forming good relationships with them. And then now leaving JMC, you are literally somewhat of an island of your own. So you'd have to literally build the type of relationships you want. So
Yeah,
you like, get your friends yourself. And but then the problem was that leaving JMC, I became introverted. So I wasn't exactly able to make friends easily. And I still
yeah,
not. But I think I'm leaving. I wouldn't say I'm leaving, but I'm a little bit less introverted. How am I kidding? I'm still introverted. But yeah, so making friends now hasn't been very easy. And like I'm very picky with the people I want in my corner also.
same.
I'm quite picky with the people I want in my corner. So that's one problem I've had in making friends. So yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, I feel like because a lot of a lot of friendships in gems were based off convenience, place and time. So we're in
Yeah.
same place at the same time. It was very convenient to like form friendships. But as you leave, like where I am, you have to be intentional in forming friendships because you don't have that liberty of convenience and place and time. And as someone who is also quite introverted, although I can be extroverted in certain situations, but I found it quite difficult to make like new friends. Not because oh you're not meeting new people, but it's like I'm meeting you and I'm meeting you for only a short period of time. Are we going to like continue communicating after that period of time that we have met? And if we don't, of course, like the friendship dies down. It's not like there's any bad blood, but over time it's just like hi, hello, and hi, hello is not necessarily friendship. So yeah, and it was quite difficult, or rather, it's quite difficult to like come out of your shell and just be like intentional with people, or like making especially as someone that doesn't go out as much, like you
Same.
have to make the extra effort to form those friendships. um if you look back, what was like a favorite, or like I've asked you your favorite meal, but what's something like a food or a snack from GMC that you still miss up to this day?
The cookies. I love the cookies. They were so milky. Oh, they were so nice. Milky, soft.
Mr. Jackson, come and give us your cookie recipe.
Yes. And he's owing us two: the chicken curry sauce and the cookies. Yeah.
Period. Honestly, that curry sauce, it was different and it was so
Period.
nice.
Ah.
Oh my god. They need to
Mm.
give us that recipe. Who will we beg? Abi, who will we ask? It's crazy the way I haven't like have you been back since like you left? Like since you graduated,
Oh,
James?
yes. I think the day after we graduated, yes, I went for that one. But after
Oh,
back in that school, I
since
haven't.
our graduation day, like since I stepped my foot out of that school, I haven't turned back. Like that song I can never turn back is for me. Like I'm not and it's not like I've not turned back out of choice. It's just place, time, circumstance, like I just haven't gone back and nothing I mean I need to go back to go and get some important documents, but but yeah, I just haven't been able to go back. If when you remember secondary school, is there like an unforgettable memory you have from your time? Like, because we spent 6 years there, and 6 years is a whole degree. So, is there like an unforgettable memory you have from there?
Um, an unforgettable memory from secondary
Yeah.
school. I feel like I had okay. I think majority of my memories were from junior school. I think life was a bit chill then. But in secondary school, things started getting so my mem- yeah, well, definitely from junior secondary school.
So, mm.
I can't exactly pinpoint one. There are many, a lot from basic seven, a whole lot.
I know what you're talking about, man. Basic
It
7 was crazy.
was
I don't know
wild.
if anybody, if you're in Basic 7A, shout out to you. That Dracula incident, oh my god.
Basic seven was wild.
But we had, I feel like Basic 7, we had a lot of memories because our class teacher then used to like capture us and send to like, it was just really cute and nice. Oh, chai. But yeah, I don't know. Do I have unforgettable memories from GMC? I have one. I think it was like a defining moment for me. I think it was in SS3. It was like it was as if like I was when I knew I needed to like be serious about life. Not in that context, but like just it was a very defining moment for me. It was like I had spoken to like my favorite teacher. I feel like everybody knows who that is, or who was, or who that was rather. And I feel like the support they gave me, because in SSG, of course, you're navigating finding career paths and all of those things. And I think the way they spoke to me that they are like the kind of support they poured into me. You know when you're like, yeah, I can do this. So yeah, that's one moment I wouldn't forget. Another one, junior school was basically vibes. Junior school was vibes, honestly. Junior school was vibes, and senior school became a little bit too serious at some point. So it was too serious. Regarding like secondary school and the experiences there, like from different people, and how would you say like your human interactions where, like, of course we know there's predominant bullying in most secondary schools, and like bullying is bad. It's not something you should do as a parent. Train your child to be kind to your next neighbor and everything. But when outside of that, um how were your experiences in secondary school? How did it shape you or prepare you for the adult life, especially like with human interactions?
Okay. Um, I wasn't. I wouldn't exactly say I was very social in secondary school. I think I was quite reserved. So yeah,
Same.
my introverted nature was very strong in secondary school. So I
Mm-hmm.
didn't. I was just like I was close to those I was close to, and then maybe just like hi to like other people.
People.
So yeah, that's about relationships. Then the second question he asked was how that
What?
as a person.
Yeah, like how it shaped your adult life, how it shaped the person you've become today. Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, I'm still very much introverted. So so I don't know if it made me introverted, but yeah. So yeah, that's what about it.
But like, did it teach you core values like independence, grit, tenacity, all of that?
Yeah. So remember, earlier I mentioned how what did I mention? I mentioned
You talked about independence earlier, yeah.
how being in a boarding school makes you dependent. So
Mm-hmm.
I've learned to depend. I've overlearned independence. I've become so dependent on myself that I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
even ask people for help, which is horrible. That is a
Like
very bad
this.
thing to do. So I'm trying to break that barrier right now, like to learn how to start asking people for help. Because I think something happened to me a few days ago, and I was like, and I just decided to like at least. At it wasn't even anything major. I just wanted to carry the load on my head by myself, and I was asking for help, and I said it, and I thought in retrospect, I was like, was it so difficult to like ask? And then now that this person has done this for you,
Yeah.
don't you feel good? So yes, so
Yeah.
the barrier of um needing to carry every load by myself.
Myself, yeah.
Yeah, okay, and boarding school also teaches you punctuality. So that I'm very key on punctuality. I love
Charity, yeah.
who are timely because myself I am timely. So
Yeah.
because we're literally running on the bell. So everything you need to do, you have to like hear the bell and you need to respond.
Yeah.
So it has taught me that punctuality.
I mean, we're good girls in James Shisha, so we have to be punctual. We had to be punctual. I mean, yeah. I think another thing James he taught me was like you've actually mentioned independence, but in this situation, hyper independence because it's difficult for me to ask for help, and it's like it's not a good thing, but at the
Mhm.
same time it teaches you self-reliance because then you're able to rely on self if people fail you. But
Yeah.
it's a two-way street, Sha. It teaches you hyper independence. I think I saw a TikTok that mentioned how somebody was talking about their boarding school experience, and they were like, oh, because of how they were in boarding school, they find it difficult to like would I say communicate with their parents as much as people would, or like they'll go months without speaking to their parents. And I actually didn't realize how it affected me until I watched that video, because I mean it's not a good thing, speak to your parents every day, but I used to like I could go days or like not weeks but like days without speaking to my mom or my like, and I would be like, oh, and they'll call me and they're like, oh, why haven't you called us? And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't realize that that had like basically translated into my life, because of course in boarding school you don't have your phones. We didn't have our phones in our boarding school, so you speak to your parents maybe once a week, that kind of thing. So it kind of got ingrained into my system, and I'm like, if I need anything, like I'll ask you for help, that kind of thing. But for most of the things I can sort out by myself. I do sort out by myself, and I think that's one thing GMC left me with. Another thing would be how to handle people, in the sense that, because I saw different types of people in GMC, and I think in SS2 or so, when I was deputy spiritual life prefect, I had to control the entire school population, and there was nothing that tested me more than that. I remember how they used to make fun of me, like when I'd be like, "Oh, please be quiet, guys, please."
Uh,
And apparently, I used to do it in a high pitched voice way. I didn't realize that. But that definitely taught me how to be able to handle like different forms of people, because then you have juniors behaving anyhow, you have seniors who are older than you who you have to respect because you can't talk to them anyhow, so you have to mind the way you tell them to be quiet. Then you have juniors who are just, they can just make you run mad. Then you have the superior authority like the chaplain who's on your neck because the school is making noise, and you are just like, God, I beg. But yeah, that taught me how to like handle different people at different aspects or different points in life. And I mean, was I a wicked person? I don't know, but if I was,
you weren't.
if I ever punished you during my prefectship way, my dear, sorry, but at that time you deserved it. Ha!
But you
Did I even? I don't think I punished as much. I used to, my approach to things, to leadership, was more like a plea, like, oh please guys, be quiet, please, please. So I think that's another way it shaped me, and I don't think, I think going to a boarding school was actually very good for me, and especially the type of boarding school we went to. It was a good option, but would you want to send your child to a Nigerian boarding school?
yeah. Okay, so just like you said, it depends on the boarding school. If
Yeah,
it's I went to, definitely. But then so
yeah,
I'd have to like, assess the school that I'd want to,
yeah.
but then like I said earlier, definitely going to a boarding school is very great. It's good.
It's good. Do
And
you have any? Sorry, no. Continue what you're saying.
then, like another thing that like JMC like helped with was working under pressure. So like you learn to work under pressure. I think
Yeah,
us learned to work under pressure while we were in JMC. So
yeah.
that's a great asset.
Also, because it was quite like, it was a bit intense and a bit
Yeah.
competitive. So you knew that you had to be like, you had to show up, basically. Yeah, and you did not have choice. CA1, next thing you know, CA2, next thing you know, exam. You had to show up. Yeah, you definitely had to show up. Personally, I think I would send my child to a Nigerian boarding school. Again, the type of school I went to, because first of all, the people that run the school, they have a certain standard of like values and things that they uphold, and it kind of shapes the kind of person you become. Because if you check, like, no matter how well you were in secondary school, when you graduate, you see that it leaves a sense of, there's something it leaves with you that you carry as you go through life. That even if you were nothing in secondary school, even if like, it just leaves something with you that you carry throughout life. And I think I would want my children to go to a boarding school. But again, it's subjective, because if you live like outside Nigeria, going to a boarding school, that would be an entirely different topic on its own, and all of that. But yeah, do you have any fond memories like with teachers or like with friends, all of that stuff?
Fun, fun. Exactly.
Yeah, fun.
I I think most of my fun memories. Okay, probably like in the hostel. Like I think
We used to gist.
our like as in, oh we got yeah. So most of my fun memories were just staying like in our rooms. That was
Mhm.
and also when we are also preparing for um what was that thing called again? Inspection, right? Inspection.
Oh yeah, yeah,
In and just singing and singing. Really fun
yeah,
memories.
yeah. Do you sometimes miss like GMC and everything? And if you had the chance, would you like go back?
I miss the people. That's about that's about it. I wouldn't want to go back to being a student of JMC, of anybody, of any secondary school. So it's not a jab at I,
I
I would-
mean, that phase has passed, Sha. I mean, I do miss the people. I miss the sense of like, would I say community?
yeah,
Yeah, because like you're usually with a group of people, but now it's easy for you to be alone most of the time. In like since you're in the world now, like people have things they are doing and all of that. I definitely do that. We should have a reunion actually soon, but no, it's too far for us a bit. But that's the thing. Will people even come?
of them. I really wish people
But
could.
I think I mean people have made like mini micro reunions like in different parts of the world. Like if they're in the same area. Well, unfortunately for me, there's no one from James that's where I am. But but I feel like people have like mini reunions and it's actually really lovely to see because these are people you grew up with basically because your formative years you spent with them. Literally the picture that we saw today, I was like, was that me?
Oh
Sorry.
my
And
god,
it's
that was
just cute to look. Yeah, it's cute to look back and actually have those. Like, when I saw it, I was like, wait, is this me? This was me.
us.
So yeah, it's cute to have that. I what's to conclude like or to wrap up this episode? What's a hot take you have about boarding schools in Nigeria? Or yeah, a hot
Uh,
take.
okay, so it will most likely be on bullying because
Yeah,
when we went to JMC, our set was the third set, and then
yeah.
the other set it was a new school. So
Mm-hmm.
case of bullying wasn't established in the school. There was okay on my part and for like majority of students, I would say. I don't know if maybe there's some cases of bullying, but then
No, there were some cases, but
yeah,
like our house and our seniors, the seniors in our house, like the female, let me be more specific based on
yeah,
our experience.
okay,
The
yeah,
females in our house were quite chill. Like Loyola house girls were known to always be like chill people. Even till we graduated, we were chill. So yeah, it wasn't yeah, but other people definitely did experience it. So yeah.
some other cases of bullying. So I would just I feel like if running a school takes a
Mm-hmm.
whole, and then I feel if you decide to run a school, you should be responsible
Mm-hmm.
for every single thing that goes on in that school, right? And
Mm-hmm.
we it's also understandable that you can't be there all the time. So that's why you delegate. You have maybe like a principal, you have a vice,
Mm-hmm.
have the people in charge of students, the house mistresses.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why these people are there. So not just to pose authority on students, but also
Thanks, yeah.
there for students. So I feel like, and if there's a will, there's a way. If you know you want to curb um bullying in your,
Bully.
you're going to find a way to make it happen. So
Happen.
the people who can enforce, who can watch over these children, and then make sure bullying in schools, or at least even if not to totally eradicate it, but at least to control it. So
Mm-hmm.
that is my only issue as of now, and that I think that's the issue that most people have with boarding schools. Why they wouldn't want to go to boarding schools
In
because of the
school, yeah. Bullying.
burden. If that can be tackled, I mean, people
Mm-hmm.
people are different, are from different homes, And then,
Mhm.
but if that is able to be tackled, I think boarding schools would would be very great for children. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be very great. I think that is actually a major issue. Like even outside of boarding school, just bullying in general, it's something that is quite ingrained into boarding school culture that needs to like be tackled. Because I
Yeah.
don't think there's any boarding school in Nigeria you go to that bullying doesn't exist.
Uh,
But I don't like it's not a good thing. And as much as possible, I do believe that school authorities, even parents, should basically train their children in a way that your children don't learn or begin to act superior to other children and
I'll
all
doing
of
that.
that.
Yeah.
But on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your experience in boarding school? Let's wrap up the episode with this.
Uh, I would give it. I would give it a 70. I mean, I've hyped up my school that my school was a great school, but then I was still a child, and of course we still had complaints because we're human. We can't always
Yeah.
be right. But I'll give it a 70. Or should I be lenient and give it 75? Okay,
I don't know, to be honest. I don't know.
maybe a 74. Yes. Yeah, you're not at 75, but a 74. It was good. It was good.
Like pass mark type thing. Yeah.
Exactly. I even added
Yeah.
4 more points. 70.
Pass mark in James yourself was like, was he? What was
Wasn't
it? 65.
65,
Mm,
right? I
yeah,
think
it was 65.
65.
Yeah. Then I think A was now 85 or 80.
I think 80. Started from 80.
Are you sure? I think A was 85. No, A was 85.
Are you serious?
Yeah. God, if I'm wrong, please.
I think they changed it to 85. Oh no, 85 is wild. It was 80.
No, A as
Yeah.
by grade was 85, but merit roll was 8. Eh?
No, exactly. So honors became 90, but then
Uh-huh.
merit roll was still like 80s. The
No,
80s.
merit roll was 85 and above. Yeah.
Oh, girl,
I'm serious.
oh, was 80.
Merit roll was 85. You know, it was at first it was top 20
Yeah,
from just 1 to just 3. It was like top 20.
yeah,
Then when we had the change of principal, honor roll now became 90, and
yeah.
merit roll was 85 and above.
Really?
Crazy. Yeah, that's how I
Wow.
know A, because you know when we did mock, A
Yeah.
was 85 and above. That was
Ah,
crazy.
really
Such a
crazy.
crazy standard.
We said, when we said we can work under pressure.
Yes,
85.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did go to like a very competitive high. I mean, they had to live up to their name, so true, Sha. Yeah. But yeah, it's a wrap on this episode. Thank you so much for doing this episode with me. Guys, I just want to let you know that this is the second time we are filming this episode. We filmed one yesterday that was over an hour. So if people don't watch and subscribe, oh Chim, my God is watching all of you. You guys better do the needful. Tejiri, tell them what to do.
Yeah, so please don't forget to follow us on our social media handles on Instagram, and to like, share, subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram as well,
Oh
Apple
yeah.
Podcast, everything, on everything, everything. Yeah.
Follow us everywhere. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Apple Podcasts. Where else? We're even on Facebook. We are on okay, we are not on Twitter, but follow us everywhere, subscribe. Follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well as you follow us on our social media platforms. Subscribe to our channel, like, share, leave a comment. If you went to our boarding school, leave a comment. If you were in our class, leave a comment. If you went to any Nigerian boarding school, leave a comment. Tell us your experience. How was it like for you? And all of that good stuff. So thank you once again, Tejiri, for being my wonderful guest. Thank you for shooting this again with me because it's not easy. But yeah, until next time, guys, I remain your wonderful, beautiful host, Michelle. Bye.